All right, future real estate champions, welcome. If you are here to absolutely dominate the Florida State exam, then you have come to the right place. Today, we're jumping headfirst into property and ownership. Seriously, this is the foundation of your entire career. So forget the boring textbook stuff. Think of this as your high-energy coaching session to get these ideas completely locked in.
So here's our game plan for today. We're going to start with a real-world agent on a mission scenario. Then we'll unlock the essential property rights you've got to know. After that, we're hitting the terminology vault hard. Then, my favorite part, decoding the exam's most common traps. And we'll wrap it all up with a 60-second cram session that you will thank me for on test day. You ready? Let's do this.
Okay, first up, agent on a mission. Look, this isn't just about memorizing facts to pass a test. This is about knowing your stuff so you can be an incredible agent for your clients from day one. Let's see exactly how that works. So, picture it. You're showing this gorgeous condo overlooking the water. Your client is totally in love with the place. But then they turn to you and ask this simple but super important question. How you answer this is everything. This is where you prove your value and earn their trust for life. So, what do you say? Well, you confidently explain that their ownership is really two parts. First, they own the airspace inside their unit. From the paint on the walls inward, it's all theirs. And second, they become a part owner of all the shared stuff, the pool, the gym, the lobby, along with everyone else in the building. So you get exclusive ownership of your space and shared ownership of all the cool amenities. And here's the term that makes you sound like a total pro: fee simple estate. You tell them that the ownership they have over their unit is fee simple. And what does that mean? It's the best, the highest, the most complete form of ownership you can have. They can sell it, they can leave it to their kids in a will, they can keep it forever. It really is the gold standard of owning property. You see, that whole client scenario perfectly sets up why we have to unlock these core property rights. This stuff is the foundation for everything, and I mean everything we do in real estate. Exam alert. Listen up, this is a big one. You have to know the bundle of rights. Think of owning property like holding a bundle of sticks. Each stick is a specific right, and the easiest way to remember them is the acronym DEEPC. You have the right of disposition, to sell it or give it away; exclusion, to keep people out; enjoyment, to use it without someone bothering you; possession, to actually occupy it; and control, to use it how you want as long as it's legal. The exam loves asking about DEEPC, so get that one down cold. Okay, next up, we have to get this straight, the difference between real and personal property. It's pretty simple on the surface. Real property is the land, the building, and that bundle of rights. You can't move it. Personal property, which has a fancy name, chattel, is basically everything else that's movable: your sofa, your TV, your car. But the line between these two can get blurry, and you better believe that's where the exam will try to trick you. And this is the classic example, right? You go to the store and buy a ceiling fan in a box. At that moment, it's your personal property. But then you go home and you install it in your ceiling. What is it now? It's become part of the real property. And that process of turning personal property into real property creates something we call a fixture. Exam alert. Here we go again. The state is definitely going to test you on how we decide if something is a fixture. There are 4 legal tests. First, and most important, is the intent of the person who installed it. Did they mean for it to be permanent? Second is the method of attachment. Would taking it out cause a bunch of damage? Third, the adaptation. Was it custom built for that space, like special bookshelves? And finally, the agreement. What does the contract say? Always remember, the written agreement trumps everything. All right, you're doing great. Now that we have the foundation, it is time to open the terminology vault. We're going to go rapid fire through some key definitions. Knowing these is non-negotiable for passing the exam. First up, freehold estate. Just think free to hold forever. It's ownership that lasts for an unknown amount of time. That fee simple estate we talked about, that's the best example of a freehold estate. And the opposite of that is a leasehold estate. Think leasing and holding. It's temporary. This is not ownership. This is what a tenant has. You have the right to possess the property for a fixed period of time, but you don't own it. Now let's get into co-ownership. First is tenancy in common. The most important thing to remember here is this phrase: no right of survivorship. What that means is if 2 people own a property this way and one of them dies, their share goes to whoever they put in their will. It does not automatically go to the other owner. And now for the complete opposite of that, joint tenancy. This one is all about the right of survivorship.
With this one, if an owner dies, their share automatically, like instantly, goes to the other surviving owners. It completely skips the will, skips probate court, all of it. The exam will for sure make you know the difference between these two. Last one from the vault is the life estate. This is a kind of special type of freehold estate. Basically, a person owns the property for their entire lifetime. But when they die, the property automatically passes to another person who was already designated. And that person is called the remainder man. So you own it for life, but you can't leave it to your own heirs.
Okay, you've got the vocab down. Awesome. Now, let's get into the mind of the test maker. This is all about spotting their favorite traps before you fall into them.
Here is a perfect example of an exam question. It's a whole scenario. A married couple has two big requirements. They want that automatic survivorship, and they want protection from creditors. Your job is to find the one and only one type of ownership that checks both boxes.
Major exam alert. This little chart right here, this is pure gold for the test. Let's walk through it like you would on the exam. The couple wants survivorship, right? Okay, so tenancy in common is out. See ya. Now, they also want a creditor shield. Well, look at joint tenancy. Nope, no protection there. The only option left that gives them both survivorship and protects them from the separate debts of one spouse is tenancy by the entireties. And that's an option only available to married couples in Florida. That's your answer.
And here's another huge topic for the exam, Florida homestead. It gives homeowners some amazing protections for their main home. But the test makers, they don't care about that. They want to know if you understand the limits of that protection. So here's what you absolutely have to know for the exam. What does homestead not protect you from? Yeah, it'll stop a credit card company from taking your house if you have a bunch of debt. But, and this is a big but, it gives you zero protection if you don't pay your mortgage, your property taxes, or a contractor who filed a mechanic's lien. You have to know those three exceptions like the back of your hand. Whew, we have covered a ton of ground. Now let's boil it all down in a super fast cram session. If you forget everything else, you have to remember these three things when you walk into that exam room. Okay, you ready? Number one, real property is the land plus that bundle of rights. Remember DEPC. Number two, co-ownership is all about survivorship. Joint tenancy has it, tenancy in common does not. And number three, homestead protects your home from credit cards but not from your mortgage, taxes, or contractors. Got it? Burn those into your memory. And we'll end on this question to get you thinking ahead. So you now get what it means to own a property. But with a condo, there's this whole other layer of rules that come from legal documents. So how do those documents change or limit that bundle of rights for your client? Well, that's exactly what we're going to tackle next. You're doing great. Keep this energy up, and you are going to walk in and ace this exam.